This is like playing whack-a-mole with an infinite amount of moles that keep popping up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Ryan Easby is the latest addition to Kotaku Detected, a journalist that is now calling for physical violence against other people because if you oppose them, apparently, that you're a bad guy and you need to die. But you can join their cause and then they're cool with you. Because apparently that's how it works with these types of people. Who does that remind you of? JT. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down the latest addition to Kotaku Detected. Ryan Easby, a journalist, supposedly, a freelancer for outlets like NME, PC Games N, and The Escapist. Easby declared that Mark Kern, better known as Grums on Twitter, who used to work at Blizzard, should never feel safe. Specifically, he said, Grums should never know a moment of safety or peace in his entire life. Like, when I read that, I was like, man, what goes through someone's mind when they cobble those letters together to make a sentence and think that that's a normal thing to send out to the world? That Grums, a guy who cares about gaming, just like I do, and wants to put the video game industry first and save it from the spiral downward of madness, wokeness that's taking it over, apparently they're not allowed to think that way, and because of that, they should never feel safe. Think about that for a second. The incident unfolded when Kotaku's senior editor Alyssa Mercante accused Kern of lying about Call of Duty's inclusion of transgender-themed bullets in its Pride Month gift pack. She said, "Mark Kern is lying again. Here's the results of our testing. The skin on any gun other than the Special Edition M4 have regular bullets. The tracer rounds on the Soul Harvester blueprint seemingly unintentionally apply these skins to bullets. At one point, only the pink from the trans flag is on them. See the attached videos. These grifters will continue to lie to farm rage and keep your attentions constantly moving between issues." The funniest part about all this is what Alyssa is saying has been proven to be false and that these bullets are in the game. You can legitimately create them and put them in there. Now, people are saying, well, it's just one person that had them because they made this special skin and pattern and put them on the bullets. The point being, they exist in the game. So trying to say that it's a glitch or that they aren't really a part of the game is a flat out lie. And Alyssa is propagating this lie because apparently that's what she does. She just goes forward with an agenda, and even if she's proven wrong, she'll just ignore it and keep pushing that agenda forward, saying everyone else is wrong. Grums said, "Sure, let's talk about how Kotaku started the rumor that trans bullets in Call of Duty are a bug. To own the chuds, of course. The article, penned with assistance from Alyssa, Fight Me Physically Mercante, claims, without any basis and against confirmation from Activision, that the trans bullets are a bug. No one has ever said they were a bug until Kotaku spread this rumor via their website. And there are no other sources that claim this that don't refer to the unconfirmed Kotaku article. Then people like you picked up the unconfirmed Kotaku article and started using it to slander everyone who covered the very real story." And Kearns goes on from there, completely exposing Kotaku and Alyssa Mercante's lies about the trans bullets in Call of Duty that do exist, that are not a bug. But it doesn't stop Alyssa from perpetuating the lie that she always pushes. And the reason why I bring all that up is because this is where Ryan Easby enters the fray. And before I even get to that, I need to tell you guys my predisposition from Ryan Easby. He's someone that said a lot of awful things to me that I never screenshot or saved because he was, as I looked him up, a nobody. He's a freelance journalist. They're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere, and they say so many ridiculously weird things that I would fill up my entire hard drive just saving the screenshots from all the stupid, aggressive, dumb things that are said by this nearly infinite amount of endless journalists that exist. So I didn't save any of that stuff. I just blocked him. I'm like, this guy's a weirdo. I don't want to deal with him anymore. Like, get rid of him. No need for this. He's not important in the grand scheme of video games journalism, as much as he'd like to pretend he is. And he dives into Alyssa Mercante's responses and says, he should never know a moment of safety or peace in his entire life, I think. Grums is literally talking about how Alyssa and Kotaku got the story wrong. And in response to that, Ryan Easby is so angry. He's so filled with hatred. He's so upset that someone could dare oppose these people and not join their cause that he just wants Grums to never feel safe, and that would be perfectly okay with him. Does that not strike everyone as the most insane line of thinking ever? I hope it's not just me. Grums quote tweeted that and said, "Dude, I tweet about video games. Why does this bother you so much?" I mean, it's so true. Like, holy shit, take a step away from the computer. Go play some video games. Go touch some grass. But the fact that you are going at Grums and saying he should never feel safe should tell you all you need to know about this type of person. It's not the first time that Ryan had attacked Grums, and shout out to That Park Place that screenshot a bunch of the stuff before Ryan Easby took his account protected mode. But he said previously, in response to our good friend Johnny Boy, Magitech Dad, soft launching my campaign to kick Mark Kern in the balls. And Mark Kern quote tweeted that saying, "This is not okay." And that's true. Like, is it the most aggressive attack ever? No, it's not. I've seen far worse. But it's this kind of stuff that leads to a slippery slope where it's just like, why are we talking like this? Why do we always need to incite physical violence against people we disagree with? Can we just take a step back and have a cordial, normal, rational conversation and maybe disagree, which is totally fine. You stand where you are, I stand where I am. We have a conversation about it. We disagree with each other and go our separate ways. Totally fine. But going to the lengths of starting to bring up physical violence is just weird, especially if you consider it from the perspective of, if roles were reversed, could you imagine how that side would be completely melting down, throwing the biggest hissy fit in the world because mean words were said? Like, that's what happens with this kind of stuff. It's a one-way street with them. They're allowed to say, do, act, make the most aggressive words, attacks, call you the worst names ever, put you in these silos, these horrific boxes that they want to stuff you in, and then say, that's who you are. And the second you try to step up and say, hey, you guys are kind of a little unhinged, that's kind of weird, they lose their ever-loving mind. But then we have people like Johnny Boy quote tweeting Grums saying, it's actually quite based. I'd donate. And John has become known as, that guy that was talking about curb stomping people.
Swear to fucking God, dude. I swear to fucking God. If I ever meet any one of you motherfuckers in public,
Say it, big man. Say it, big man.
You're getting fucking curb stomped. I'll put you through a fucking table. Like, this is fucking garbage, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Totally fine with that kind of rationality. Apparently it's okay to donate to the causes to hurting people, as long as you don't like them with these types of people. And you'd think it would end there. But no, we have another developer entering the ring with Michael Moreno, a former Riot Games artist known as Iron Stylus on Twitter, saying, agreed, this is A-okay. So another person jumping in on that side. This is someone who works in the video game industry, encouraging, paying for violence against people they disagree with. Not that we should be very surprised. This is the same guy that replied to an old company I used to work for, trying to get me fired because he doesn't like me exposing these types of people. Totally normal, right? Not unhinged at all. Jeff runs a site dedicated to harassing game journalists and exposes people's info in order to direct harassment efforts, and aligns with some of the most toxic agitators who create unsafe environments for journalists and developers. Real gem you have there. Everything he says in that is completely wrong and a lie, but it doesn't matter. These people, you could tell them to their face, here are the facts, here's the truth, here's the evidence, here's the videos, here's everything you need to know, and they'd still feel the same way they do. There's no changing their minds. And to say this to someone who you think they work for, trying to get them fired, says a lot about the type of person you are, Michael. But let's get back to Ryan Easby, the focus of this video, to put a spotlight on his actions, on what he thinks is totally normal to say on Twitter, because this gives us a well-rounded perspective of the type of person we're dealing with. You wouldn't think that he would follow Alyssa Mercante and say that you can't be racist against white people, right? I mean, that's a crazy thing to say. A white dude wouldn't say that, right? You can't be racist against white people, pal. Okay, so apparently this is just one of those, the meme again, where you inject the computer chip in the back of their head and they just repeat what the people they follow say because they think that's the right thing. In a weird way, I almost feel bad for Ryan because he's too immature mentally to grasp what he's doing. Like, I would say Alyssa knows exactly what she's doing. She's unhinged as hell, but she is aggressive, she's attacking, she's proactive, and she's kind of smart. Like, she knows how to mess with people and direct people. She knows how to mobilize people, I guess would be the best way to say it. People like Ryan can't pick up on that and just blindly follows like a sheep. If there's one thing to take away from this last week, it's that gamers don't deserve video games. Just send them to a construction yard or something instead. A journalist saying that gamers don't deserve video games. Why do these people hate the people that they're supposed to represent so much? I cannot wrap my head around that. Like, there are an infinite amount of opportunities in the world to work in. Why would you choose one where you actively hate the people that you're supposedly supposed to be representing? And I keep going back to, it's because these people themselves, they might like video games casually. They might think they love video games, but in reality, they're just activists. They just have an agenda that they want to push. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Clear as day, reading these tweets from this type of person, they can't think for themselves, they attack gamers, they attack people that want to make the video game industry better, they do nothing to improve the overall situation. And ultimately, I'm left with the feeling of, if these people were to get their way and just end the people that they don't like, they'd be happy about that. They would be perfectly fine living in a silo, the rest of the world completely eliminated, and the people of the same thought of theirs are only ones alive and around, and they'd be perfectly fine with that. And that in itself should scare everyone. I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full information, articles, screenshots, all the fun stuff. Thank you. Shout out to thatparkplace.com again that got these before the account got locked down. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button and help the cause of pushing this forward and making sure the video game industry does not get taken away from real gamers. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Yeah. Do you want to welcome returning guest Ryan Easby?
Yeah, go ahead and do that real quick.
Independent journalist. Good to have you on again, bud.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, wish the circumstances were better, as we're about to get to. Yeah.
Smash,